First and foremost, man, I'm excited. 2 days, I've had multiple breakthroughs. I don't know about y'all. You know, you come to these events and you feel something that you don't feel outside, that's for sure. Yes. And, you know, hearing every single speaker, it just shows you where we're heading. It shows you the type of leadership that we have. It shows you that the top leaders really do care. Now, if you look at the 2 days, shout out to Mr. Noble Mike Jameson for hosting this event. Then everybody that's helping him out, man. Man, the AMG group, I love you guys. This has been awesome. Like I have not seen any mistakes, which is crazy. You know, in events like this, you typically have a lot of mistakes. So shout out to AMG for even hosting this event. And all the teams participating. Listen, like it's hard enough to host an event. Trust me. You know, I've dealt with events before, and it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. And then, you know, a lot of the people, a lot of the guests, they come here and they just learn, right? They take the notes and they take it. Some of you guys will take the notes and do nothing with them. Some of you guys will take the notes and change your life with them. Yes, sir. And you know what I like about events like this? It's like a buffet, right? You take what you want and you leave what you don't want. Yes, sir. Right? So when I remember my first, yesterday I was, you know, speaking to a couple leaders, and I remember my first event. I was so excited. I was sitting all the way in the back, so pumped, right? And I'll be transparent with you guys. I was looking at the speakers and I'm like, well, if that guy, come on, that's an easy game. Because that guy does not know how to speak, that's for sure. And I couldn't see what it is. And here we are. So my training is probably going to be a little bit different. I'm trying as much as I can to gather everything and to put it into one thing that we can all do together. Is that okay? Yes. So I'm going to show you a system that I've been following in my career, which is the 4 quadrants of what I do on a daily basis. Anybody would like to listen to that? Yes. And we'll put into action items, and I'm going to tell you guys something that as a company we've never done before. We're going to do it together at Igenius. Are we okay with that? We're going to be all in for that because I believe the upcoming event is going to create a lot of breakthroughs that you guys would never even see it anywhere outside. Are we okay with that? Yes. I'm going to talk about an event that's going to be on pre-sale as well, right at the end. So we're gonna talk about it at the end. So I hope you guys are ready for that because we're going to revolutionize everything you guys have ever seen. Are we okay with that? Yes. So listen. Well. Can I show you guys something? Can I brag a little bit? Let me brag. I'm not talking about shoes. Hold on. I'm coming to the shoes. I'm just, you know. Calm down. Ready? So listen. So this is my first. This is calm down, kids, relax. So this is my first ever like crazy custom. So I've always had custom suits. It's just never like this, right? The guy was like coming and he was measuring everything and he was by the dot and he was like, well, the knee is like 2 inches. I'm like, God, bro, just give me a suit, right? And then he wrote my name all over it. And then part of it is GC. The other part is my last name is Khalifa logo. And he was like, bro, you should do it mainstream. You should do it outside. I'm like, I think you should hold on. Like, we're not gonna do a suit with GC. That's a little bit too much. We can put it in. It's fine. And the second thing, I decided I will always have my Gucci slipper. A brand. We're talking about brands. In the VIP session. But you know what? I'm creating my own brand. It's called RK, and I'm always gonna wear them. So this is my initials. My first shoes with my initials. It's crazy. I showed it to my dad. Like, this is stupid. I'm like, okay. Alright. Okay. Anyway, so listen, let's do this. My brother Ahmed will be sharing the screen because I'm a little lazy and I don't want to write, so he will be writing. And we're going to split this more, and I hope you guys are writing this down because we're going to go in depth about exactly what you need to do. And by the end of this session, I promise you, you'll know exactly what a step 1, step 2, step 3, no matter where you are in the business. If you are new, raise your hand. If you're old, raise your hand. It's applicable to everybody. I'm going to show you right now exactly how to take everything that you learned today, put it into action, and apply it, and actually make some results. So make some noise if you're actually making some results. So we're going to call this the Habibi quadrant. Is that okay? I just made this up, I swear to God, right? So we're gonna do a quadrant. My brother, can we do a quadrant? Okay, you don't have to write it. يعني. That's how you know he's an engineer. Oh my God. Lord, bro. Quadrant, bro, quadrant. Okay, let's go. So, there's 4 quadrants. That's not a line, bro. You're an engineer, not an artist, clearly. I can see that. All right, so there's 4 typical quadrants that everybody needs to focus on. Let's talk about the first quadrant. No matter where you are in the business, Anthony talked about it, you have to be able to recruit. Now, all these, there's 4 quadrants and it's 100% total, so 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. Is that okay? Does that, I think that makes common sense, right? You know, but they say common sense is not common no more, right? So 25% divided, well, 100% divided by 4, which is what? 25%. So the first one is going to split into half, and it's 12.5% and 12.5%. The first 12.5% talks about personal recruiting. Anthony talked about it the best. It is an impossibility for you to build a big business without actually getting somebody in the game, getting somebody enrolled, getting somebody on the plan, getting somebody to run this business with you, to run the marathon with you, to actually be a part of what you're doing. No matter what you're doing, listen, everybody recruits. If you're in the army, you get recruited. Man, if you got a job, you got what? Recruited. You got recruited, right? I'd love to get recruited into a group of this. Can you all agree? Yeah. Recruit me into a group that's thinking bigger, that's thinking with dreams. I'm all in for that. So the first part, we're talking about personal recruiting. Figure out a way. Learn it, right? These events. Go read books. Go learn on YouTube. Man, I finished you know, guys, let me tell you where my first time ever really hearing about somebody knowing how to do some cold marketing recruiting is Mr. Cesar Rodriguez. You guys have heard from him, I think, the first day. Shout out to Mr. Cesar. Let's go. So he had this video. I'll never forget this day, man. He had this video, and he was like prospecting, and like he was just so smooth with it. He was talking to this guy, and boom, boom, boom. He took his what is it called? Cesar? Phone number. Business card. Recruits him right away. I'm like, damn. So I watched another video, and a third video. I promise you, I finished every recruiting video on YouTube for number 1. I'm trying to learn all the ways. Maybe that's not your way. Maybe you're not a social person that you go, it's like, hey, take a credit card and then draw. Maybe that's not you, right? Some of you guys are, some of you guys not. Find out what works best for you. There are some people I know, I promise you, they just know how to do a voice note. They don't know how to do anything else. There's some people I know that they will go to somebody random in the streets and they have some they even go somebody and recruit them, right? And they have no fear. That's what I'm trying to say, right? They go somebody, no, right? Then they'll have them. And some people, they can't even get on the phone. There's some that can't get on the phone. So listen, don't focus on your weaknesses. Focus on your powers. What do you think your power is? Don't stop telling me this is what I'm bad at. What are you good at? Start focusing on that, and you double down on that. The rest will just come. Yes, you have to develop the skill sets. And Anthony said that recruiting is the number 1 skill that you need to have. Learn it. Even if it takes a year, 2 years, 3 years, what will happen eventually? You learn 3 years of recruiting. At one point, you're going to recruit somebody big. Can we all agree? Yeah. At one point, you're going to figure somebody out. Can we all agree? Yeah. And you don't need to do everything. You can actually recruit and bring them here, and they'll just self-develop, and they'll just go. That's the point of a big event. That's the point of shooting for some things. So we're going to talk about personal recruiting. And Anthony talked about it. I don't want to talk about it again. But make sure you're learning. Make sure you're developing in that area. So that's the first part. The second part. And this is what a lot of people, this is how we built the Middle East. We have reached out to a lot of big influencers, right? And a lot of people that have a big following. How many of you guys know somebody with a big following? Raise your hands. Some of you guys know some people with a big following. But I don't know if I should talk to these people. I don't know if they accept what we do. Here's a story, something that I've done in the Middle East. There's this lady. We're going to call this lady X, right? This lady, she very well known in the Middle East for the wrong reasons, but it doesn't matter, right? So, me and her, we had a connection. I laughed at one of her stories. She's a funny girl. I laughed at one of her stories. We're chit-chatting. And I'm like, can I pay you? Watch this. Can I pay you for a promotion? A story promotion. Because I know people follow her. She's like, okay, well, my price is $500. Like, well, that's cheap. And then we're just chit-chatting. And she's like, well, like, what do you want me to promote? I'm like, well, I just want you to promote the product that I'm selling. And I showed her. And I'm like, well, if you put 7,000 people in a Telegram channel, I'll give you 1,000. She's like, well, how much money are you making out of that? I'm like, well, let's not discuss that. Let's just not discuss that, right? And then she actually did it. She went on social media. She said, blah, 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 blah. And we have a script, blah, 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 blah. And she put the Telegram channel, right? The first day, 8,000 people joined. I'm like, woohoo. So I messaged her. I'm like, hey, how would you like me to send the $500? She's like, you seem happy. I'm like, well, I'm about to make some money out of this. I literally tell her that, oh, this is a lot of money. She's like, well, how much? I'm like, clearly more than I'm paying you. Would you like to sign up? She signs up right away. She's an elite member, right? And let's do some numbers. 7,000 people. Let's say they all come into the channel for maybe bad reasons. They want to see something else, right? Let's just say 10% even think of the idea of joining us. So from 7,000 people, that's how much? 700 people, right? Let's say out of the 700 people, let's just say half are just like floppy, right? Fairy dust. Half of 700 is what? 350. Let's say half of these people are, I don't know, they came up like, oh, I don't like this guy. It's okay, you don't have to like me, right? So half of 350 is what? 175, right? Let's say half of these people say, you know what, bro? This looks one of these things. It's one of these things. I'm like, you know what? It probably is, bro. You don't have to, it probably is, right? Half of them gone. Let's just say we end up with 50 people, 50. This rule in business, it's called the 70-30 rule. 70% of people sign up on the smallest package, 30% sign up on the big package. I don't know about core, but I know in general, I think we're a little, as Igenius members, I think we're a little bit more than 30% of our elite members. Anthony, am I right? I think we're a little bit more than 30%. We're 70%, as I said, right? I can't even make this up. Let's just say 30%, for the just sake of numbers. What's 30% of 50 people? Y'all not good at math, eh? I don't know, whatever the number is. 15, right? So we automatically hit the what? If we signed up these people, what do we hit? The X12, right? Just based on the fast start bonuses, I've made $2,500, $2,400. We haven't even talked about binary. We haven't talked about the X6. We haven't talked about the X12. We haven't talked about nothing, right? Just based on fast start alone, we made a good commission. So I paid her technically paid her $500, and I made some money out of that. So my point is, going back to why I said this, is because the 12.5% of my time, it's completely focused on me creating new relationships with people that have a following. A lot of you guys are afraid to talk to people that have a big following, like they're aliens or something. It's a little weird. By the way, they don't make money. I hope you know. They don't. I know a lot of them, and they struggle. Some of them do make money, but majority, I promise you, they don't make the money that based on their following. I know some people that have a couple million followers. Man, I laugh at what they make. Laugh at what they make. I'm like, I have kids that make 10 times more money than you, bro. Happy with your following. Go be happy with your following. It's okay. I'll be happy with my income. Right? So creating a relationship with these people, at one point they're going to ask you about, hey, well, what's this NFT thing? Right? What's this crypto thing? What's this whatever thing? And your job at that point is to be ready to what? To pitch, right? You got to be ready to pitch. So 12.5% of my time every single day goes into how can I do some more personal recruiting, and 12.5% is how can I create more connections with, with people that I can eventually get on my business. Big people, right? People with influence. People with influence. I've signed up a lot of people with big influence, and that's what led to a big team. Or we've developed a lot of big influencers. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's the first part. Let's move on to the second part. Right? Somebody divides their 25% of their time is focused. Every single day I have, let's say, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm focused on personal production, personal recruiting. The second part, I got to be focused on the culture of the team. The culture in the team, the chats. It may not sound like it's important, but it is. Very important for me to have some type of culture in the chats, right? I have a system that I used to, I still do it. It's called the 3-a-day call. So every single day I go to my chat, randomly call 3 brand new people. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Right, and the majority of you guys are in small chats. So let's say you have in your team, you recruited 10 people. You call 3 a day and you keep rotating. Why do I call 3 a day? What do I do with these people? I go in circles, stories. About what? About either building the business or about products or about, let's say I know a teacher and they're a teacher, I'm gonna share that teacher's story. I'm gonna be talking about that, right? I'm connecting with that person. They have to trust me. Listen, there's nobody gonna build with you unless they trust you. I need to trust you to build with you, that's all. Majority of the big leaders who stand up in the Middle East, they trust who I am. I don't even trust me sometimes, but they trust who I am. It's okay, right? We're good. In front of them, hey, we know how we're doing it. Listen, when we started, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I'll be transparent with you guys. We were running, and we said we're going to be the biggest team, we're going to be the biggest company, and we didn't even have a Forex video in Arabic. I was going on YouTube, learning how to, technically trade in Arabic and giving it to the team, and everybody called me a trader. I'm like, okay, we got to change strategies because I don't want to be a trader. It's not my goal in life. Some of you guys do have that goal. That's just not my goal in life. So I know 100% that I had to figure out a way, and I had to run acting like I know everything, right? Acting like I know where I'm running. I know where I'm going. And hey, everybody just run. Trust me, this is the way. This is what we're going to do. This is the way, right? So 25% of the time, I'm focused on my culture in the team, the chats. How many of you guys are really active in the chats? Be transparent with me. A lot of hands are not up, man. You have to learn how to be active in these chats, dropping something every single day. Right? If you have 100 people in the chat and even half are participating with just good mornings, it's 50 good mornings a day, the chat will be flooded, I promise you. Right? When somebody's getting welcomed, when there's 50 welcomes in that chat, I promise you that person will feel what? They'll feel what? A welcome, the part of the community, a part of something, right? So we instilled that early in the business. So when somebody is getting recruited into our business, I'm going to give them some expectation. Listen, this is the expectation. I want you to say a welcome. Right? Not everybody's going to follow it, but if I set the expectation early, they'll follow it at one point. So the welcomes are very important. Right? The congratulations, how many of you guys have done small things and maybe your mentor, your leader congratulated you, you felt good. Like, this feels good, right? You hit a rank and people in the chat say, congrats. I'm like, I want more of that. It's like a drug, I swear to God. It's like a drug. People run for ranks like, I want to hit this rank. I want to hit this rank. But imagine getting that bigger and making sure it's more powerful, right? There's one time where we had a brand new team join our team. Shout out to the WFAP girls. They're here somewhere. So they joined from another company, and this is what they don't know. Watch this. Y'all ready for some secrets? This is what they don't know. So I called Jasmine and Sandra. I'm like, hey, I'm going to add you to my chats, right? And you were one of them too. But before I do, I have 10 minutes. I have a call, and I'm going to add you, all of you guys. I call all my leaders. Hey, we're adding some new people in the chat. Let's hype this up. Let's make sure this is at a high energy. So they believe that that's the normal. They believe that, hey, they come in, and we had I think 100 diamonds in that chat, 100 something diamonds in that chat. Tag all of them. Hey, we're adding people, everybody get ready. And then I add them like nothing happened. I'm like, please, guys, help welcome these ladies. And then 50 welcomes. So they're like, whoa, this is some culture. So now I'm setting expectations for them to do the exact same thing. Yeah. Culture is important in your teams, right? Especially if you're talking to the younger generation. Listen, I don't believe in not texting back. My guys, if a girl doesn't text you back, yeah, all right? Okay, moving on. We're on our phone 24/7. If I don't reply back to you, get the point. Get the point, right? So, culture in the chat. What other cultures do you guys feel that are important? Unity, I like that. What else? Sorry?
Loyalty.
Who said that? Loyalty, love,
Respect,
respect, love. support, cool, like answering the questions in the chat, right? Sometimes somebody asks a question and nobody answers. I hate that. I'll be calling some people, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Answer the goddamn question, bro. Like, right, what else?
Is conflict good?
Well, I mean, there's no building a big team without conflict. Important, right? But not in the chats. You don't want people fighting in the chats, right? What else? Edification, very important. Here's 3 A's that I run by. They're called the 3 A's of success. The first A is attitude. Attitude, man. You gotta have the right. I don't care who you are. I don't care I don't care what your rank, and I don't care what you bring to the table. If you don't fix your attitude, get the hell out of my team. I didn't sign up to have headaches. I signed up to build a business. And if I don't like you, I don't care for you to be in my business. Dot. Not because you bring some volume into me, I gotta respect you. F that. I'm just saying, man. Right? And my leaders they know. I will never treat you based on your volume. It means nothing. Volume can come one day and leave the second. We've seen some people come with a lot of elites. Next month, hey, what happened, bro? Is everything okay at home? Oh, well, the team is not motivated. Oh, okay. It's because of your attitude, right? So attitude. Second thing is attendance. You don't expect me to talk to you. You don't expect me to mentor you if you're not here. If you're not attending. You're not on the Zoom calls. We have the Zoom call culture. Have your camera open. Do you guys know why? I want to see you, right? You can be, logging into their phone, throwing it all the way in the washroom and doing something else. You're not attentive. But since everything is online nowadays, well, I got to see that you're on the call. You don't go call the CEO not having your camera open. And if you do, God bless you. God bless you, right? And it's the same thing here. Why not the cameras open? So you'll see me on any call. I'll just talk to the people that have their cameras open. Anybody else, I wouldn't even call their name. It is what it is, right? So you create that culture. So attitude, attendance, and the last thing is achievement. Listen, building the business from ground up is easy, and anybody can do it. I 100% believe anybody can hit the core rank. With no mentorship, with no system, just by you being excited, you can hit platinum executive. And we've seen it a lot of times, right? So attitude comes, then attendance comes, then achievement comes. So let's go back to our 25%. Does the culture make sense? I'm trying to emphasize on the culture. It's important, right? I'm literally going over time, but you cannot build a big team without a good culture. And if you have a bad culture, it will hurt your business, short-term, long-term, I promise you. Right? Now, mind you, culture does not mean nobody has issues and we live in La La Land. That's impossible. Right? There will be issues. There will be fights. There will be people that are just not thinking at the same level. And that's okay. You have to understand that that's okay. Right? Listen, I'm not always on the same level as any other leader in Igenius. And that's fine. Right? But I don't go and fight them. I understand we're on the same vehicle, we're on the same umbrella. I gotta work with them. Right? And that's the last thing. Sorry. Oh my God, how did I forget about this? The sideline culture. It is okay to work with your sideline. And you should be encouraging it in your team to work with the sideline. If you don't encourage it, I promise you, at one point, somebody in your team will want to go somewhere else. Do you know why? Because you're not allowing that. Yes. Well, let me tell you a quick story. I was born and raised in Saudi. No drinking, no smoking, no women, nothing. Right? So it's closed. Closed. Right? Young kid, closed. I come to Canada and everything's open. It's like, ooh, what are we doing here? Right? I have a lot of stories, but not appropriate for today. Maybe another time. But my point is that I've made a lot of mistakes because it's a little changed right now, right? Since I've been out for 6 years, but I don't know why they changed after I left. That's a little weird. But right? So when you enforce something and you're having your leaders, if you let go a little bit, what happens? And they do all the wrong things that you guys don't want. Right? So sideline culture. Learn how to do the sideline culture. Get people cross lines to have a call together. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, don't take it too far. Have some respect. Right? An upline has an image out of respect. You got to keep that image. And if you ruin that, then that would be bad. So try to behave with the sidelines, right? Try to behave, understand what the upline situation is. Don't just be attacking for nothing. So that's a sideline culture. Let's go down, because I want to move on. Does the culture make sense?
Yeah.
Culture makes sense?
Yeah.
Really important, I promise. We want to be a billion-dollar brand. We need a good culture. You all need to be listening to your sidelines like you listen to your uplines. You ought to be clapping to your sidelines like you clap to your uplines. And this is for everybody, right? This is for everybody. I'll be clapping to whoever it is. You're on stage, you've done something, I clap for you. Right? You inspired me, you said a word, I'm writing it down. I don't care who you are. So let's move on to the third part of the 25%. Sorry, of the 100%. Leadership. Let's talk about leadership. The entire business is built on leadership. And listen, there's no leaders that make no mistakes. I don't care who you are. I'm pretty sure Anthony's making mistakes. Pretty sure I have made, I know I have made a lot of mistakes. I said I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. I've made a lot of mistakes. Pretty sure any leader in the room has made some mistakes. But these mistakes have never stopped us. The 25% of your day, you're focusing on they're called heads, or your leaders, or your upcoming rising stars. It's a few of them, by the way. It's not a lot of them. Yep. Not a lot of them. Very few, handful. But these are people that you develop. These are the people that you grow. These are the people that you hold accountable. You can never build a big business without holding people accountable, I promise you that. Don't expect to just run to run. Somebody has to be held accountable. If they F up, you let them know. And all my leaders know. If they were on bad on stage, they will know. Something will come out of my mouth. Hey, you F'd up today. I think you should do better next time. Accountable. You have to hold teams accountable. So I want you to think and write down, who are you holding accountable today? Write it down. And if you don't have anybody in your team, this is a good future lesson for you. You have to learn how to hold people accountable. You tell me you want to run the world and you want to change your life and you want to help your mom and your dad and then I call you, you're not answering, you're not on the opportunity call, you're not pushing. I'm going to hold you accountable once, twice. After that, good luck. Don't talk to me no more. You run your own business, I run my own business. Don't bother me. They talk about forgiveness. I'm definitely not a forgiving person, I'll tell you that much. Right? You got to be a little strict. Listen, I've read all the books that any of y'all believe in. Right? Torah, Bible, and the Quran, all of them. Read them, studied them, learned everything. If you look at any prophet, they've always had a positive message at the end. But listen, there was guidelines, there was rules. You don't cross these rules, you cross these rules, you go to hell. You cross these rules, you go to hell. Right? You treat people good, you do good, you go to heaven. That's what it is, right? If you look at Jesus, peace be upon him. You look at Muhammad, peace be upon him. You look at Moses, peace be upon him. It's the same deal, right? There are rules. And they help people accountable. They help people accountable. There's a story I'll never forget. So back in the days in the Islamic Empire, this is like I was watching this the other day. So they were invading a place, I forgot what it's called. Small place, right? So the Islamic Empire was coming in. They knew they were winning, right? And what happened is, the general of the army at that point, he took over a city, right? And back they had 3 rules, right? You don't kill women, you don't kill children, and you don't kill trees. 3 rules, right? You don't invade a country to force Islam. That's not what they were doing. You go in and listen. There's a in the Quran it says, "Walakum dinukum waliya din." You have your own religion, I have mine. Right? They never enforce religion on nobody. Right? You can't kill children, you can't kill women, you can't kill trees. Correct? So, one of the leaders, the general, he went to a city and then he went right away to another city. Knowing that this other city, he didn't give them a warning. You gotta give them a 3-day warning, right? Before you go in, you gotta give them crazy. This is, hey, we're invading in 3 days, be ready. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. That's some confidence if you ask me. But anyway, so they were invading this place, And then the general was like, okay, well, we know that these guys have bad attitudes, so we're just gonna go attack them right away, and we're gonna do what we're doing. And for me, it's interesting. So now the leader of that tribe, he went to the leader of the Islamic Empire, the Caliphate, right? And he said, well, I know your rules, and he didn't abide by the rules. So the Caliphate said, bring me that general. And he's his biggest general, right? And then he put the leader in front of him, and he's like, did you do this? Did you not give them 3 days? Did you not do what we're supposed to do? So the general was like, well, I'm guessing you don't trust my decisions. He's like, but rules are rules. You leave that city right now, and every single army in the Islamic, you leave that city right now, and you do it again. You give them 3 days, and you do exactly what you're told. Imagine having at that point, we're talking about when the Caliphate they were running half of the world. So imagine telling your biggest general, right? You did this, you effed up, you go back, and you do it the correct way. Wild. What does that tell you? He held him what? Accountable. Right? Held him accountable. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be, I'm not say a word, but you don't have to be rude. You can hold people accountable in a nice way as well. Right? So learn how to hold people accountable. Learn how to hold people accountable. Give them goals, give them targets. Right? A lot of you guys are setting a lot of big targets right now. Big targets. Oh, I want to be this and I want to be this. Cool. Well, who is your accountability buddy? And I will show you a way how to hold yourself accountable at the end of this talk. Really hold yourself accountable, right? But think if you're a leader and you have people in the room, have a chit chat with them. Hey, what's your goal? By when? Okay. Good luck. I'll get back to you soon. And the follow-up can be easy. Hey, what happened? Like, it shouldn't be like, hey, you told me it's by mistake. What happened? What's the plans? What's the targets? What are we doing? Right? Some of them will lose sight of the target. You get back their target. So sometimes you're just going to solve an issue to push it back. It is what it is, right? So a lot of that 25% is all about growing leaders, putting money into leaders, putting money at events. How many of you guys have people in the room? Raise your hand. Man, congratulations to you guys. You are absolutely lazy. You're getting your people trained by the best of the best. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Well, I'm the laziest one, right? I have a lot of people in the room. You know why? Well, hey, Rick, would you like to train my team, please? Right? Am I paying for it? Absolutely not. They're paying for themselves. That's the deal, right? Anthony, please, just train the team, bro. You're good for it, right? Now, mind you, when you're traveling, you're thinking bigger, right? You're at a hotel, you're not at your house, you're not at home, so you're thinking bigger, so already that the information will hit 10 times harder, right? So next event, you make sure that, okay, well, I had one person at this event, next event I'm going to have 10 people. And you 10x, and you 10x, and you keep 10xing. And you go from event to event to event. That's how you build leaders, by the way. You don't build leaders by giving them all those books. Yes, the books are important. Yes, we're going to do the calls. Yes, but when they come here, they feel different, they learn different, and they go different. You'll see a lot of these people in this room, and sometimes it's a little weird. You don't even know who's who, right? A leader will pop up and say, oh, damn, who are you? Who are you? After the Egypt event we had. So last year our goal was 50 platinum ambassadors by December. We finished the 50th literally the last day of the year, right? 31st, Middle East time, 2 hours before. Big issue, right? It's the biggest deal. We celebrated. Congratulations, everybody. Clap, clap, clap. Then we set a big target for this year, and we pushed. Now, mind you, I started looking back. I'm like, well, because we were like 25 in September. How did we do 25 platinum ambassadors in 90 days? That's a little crazy. Right? So there was 2 events, one in North America and one in the Arab world, and they came in around the same time. And the leaders were born from that event. Same thing with you guys, right? You're here, you're learning, you're developing, you're growing. Cool. Next time, you don't come by yourself. You hold yourself accountable for that. Next event, you make sure, whether it's online, offline. If it's offline, you bring your team here. If it's online, gather everybody at one house. Rent something big. Let's get everybody going. Right? The energy in the room when you're speaking to people is a little bit different, so that's important. So let's move on from leadership because it's important. Does anybody have anything else that you think of leadership? There's so many things about leadership. I'll go for 3 hours. Any questions about leadership? Quick. 3, 2, 1. Better. Anyway, let's talk about the last part. And the last part splits into two separate ways. The first one is PR, and the second one is PD. Who knows what PR is? Public relations. What does that mean? What does public relations mean? How the world sees you, I like that. Networking? Not really, but okay. PR is your public relations. It's your image, your brand. Your brand. What is your brand? Are you big on social media? Are you growing on social media? Are you putting up money to build your social media? What's your brand like? Listen, you gotta put some money into your brand. I'll tell you something, Anthony put some money into your brand. Can we all agree? You can tell there's some money involved in that brand. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I was on a call with a guy that has 100,000 people in his team. And he's like, who's the top lead in the company? So right away, who do I send? Anthony. Okay, this guy. The call is verified. Yes, he is. He's like, oh, he travels. Yes, he does. Would you like a call with him? He's like, you can do that? Of course, bro. Absolutely. I'll see if his schedule fits. I'll double check for you. Right. Now, mind you, this guy probably makes more than me and Anthony combined. But it's just the attitude, right? It's the attitude. These old networkers don't even know how to build an online business, so we can hit them with that. That's our power. So are you building your brand? Are you putting money into your brand? Right? Are you getting published? You know you can pay to get published, by the way. Right? It's cool when you go and say, thank God for this article. Well, I paid for it. So I'm just telling you all straight up, man. You can pay for this stuff, right? You can pay for shout-outs from influencers. You can put some money into your brand. That's you putting money into your brand. You can pay whatever. What's the Instagram called? Shadow something that they can talk about. Listen, there's so many things that you can do if you just listen. If you go do a training online, if you just listen, how can I build my brand, right? And by the way, it doesn't even cost a couple $100. Literally a couple $100 will just build your brand in a whole separate way. Build your brand, put some money into your brand. Well, I'm a little extreme, but I say 20%. Listen, in my organization, there's 7 people that work full-time for the organization. Full-time, flyers, video, you name it. You name it. They are on call 24/7. 24/7. I can't afford for the brand to go down even a day. Right? We need a website. The website should be done in 48 hours. 72 hours max. Let's go. Let's do this. There's people on standby. That's a brand. I want to make sure a brand is here. Right? I'm creating new ideas. Let's do the YouTube. Let's do the TikTok. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm just pushing money into a brand. Do you know why? Because I want the brand to grow. I want the brand to grow, so it's very important. How many of you guys have actually spent some money on your brand? On what exactly? Promotion ads, okay. What else? Photo shoots, very smart. Logos, I like. Videographers, videos, very smart. My guys right there, hey, I'm grabbing your business right now. I better get a cut. Anyway, videographers, right? You need some of that. You need some pictures, some videos. What else? Clothes, absolutely. Your appearance. Your hair. Okay, alright. Alright. Nails. Right. What is it? Lashes. Okay, I'm like, guys, like, come on. Lashes. What else? Yes, the lighting, the setup. I don't know if y'all seen my setup recently. I've been playing some games, you know? I put up a camera, and I don't understand anything in camera, so I called Kieran, I can't handle this because I don't know how to do this. Connected the camera to the laptop, I'm like, woo, let's go. My camera looks real nice, right? I have the logo right behind me, it's a little blur, it looks real clean. Do you know why? Because I don't want somebody to go on the call and not be like, damn, bro. He put some money into his rent. Right? The suit, the shoes, whatever. I'm talking about that's your brand, right? That's your PR. Figure out your PR. Let's move on to the PD. What is PD? Personal development. Do you have a plan for your personal development? Don't just go read a book to read a book. Makes no sense. Give yourself a plan. When you have a new person, when you have a brand new person, give them 3 books. You finish this, and this, right? Well, I
don't know what books y'all be reading, but let's say, one of the first books that I read and that I gave to my sister is Building Your Empire, right? I think Building an Empire, whatever it's called. But cool book. The second book is John C. Maxwell, Developing the Leader Within You. Third book, Developing the leaders around you. And then maybe you can even go a little bit in depth, how to build network marketing leaders, Big Al. There's so many books that you can read, but give it a plan. This is a plan. We're going to do this, this, and this. That's your personal development plan. What courses are you taking? Don't just listen. We're not enough. You want to have value from outside to come in. We're not enough. I take a lot of courses that I pay a lot. Last year I paid Eric $50,000. Just so y'all know. All the things that we've done as an organization that I slapped, Igenius logo, I put out $50,000 of my own money to do that. Do you know why? Because people know who we are now.
That's right.
Me getting, speaking at GoPro, make sure people know who I am. And make sure that Igenius has a real flag out there. So now that you got a sacrifice in the beginning, for all of us to be known, now you say Igenius at GoPro, they know who we are.
Yes.
They know who we are, that's for sure, right? Last night we had a call with Eric, and there's 100 leaders on the call, right? So they said, Igenius. And he said like 10 names, and people were like, damn, those guys. We put up a show, that's for sure, right? So that's a brand, right? Personal development. What's your personal development plan? Focus on a personal development plan. And here's the last personal development piece that I believe is very important. That will change your life. That will change your life. I'm going to repeat it like 1,000 times. Events. Events will forever change your life. I would not be who I am without events. Small or big. Yesterday I was sharing a story on how I dropped out of school. It's a funny story. So Jasmine calls me. She's like, hey, there's an event in Vegas. Okay. What is it called? Elevate. I remember, majority of you guys were not here. But that event in Vegas, Red Rock, called Elevate. And it lands on the same day that I had the final exam. And if I fail this exam, they fail me, they fail me, right? So I have to make a decision. Which one is more important? What do you guys think I've done? I said, goodbye school. I gotta go listen to Anthony speak. And in reality, right, on that day, I dropped all my courses, I dropped everything, and here we are. Now, I'm not saying go to that, it's not my intentions. I'm just saying, sometimes these events have been able to elevate my life. And here's why I decided to make sure I'm all in at that event. A little bit prior to that event. A lot of you guys know the story, some of you guys don't. I saw my mom work for the first time, right? And, when I called Jasmine, I'm like, listen, I need an exit plan now. Actually, I need an exit plan yesterday. Like, there's something that needs to change. I don't know what it is. What do you want me to do? You've never seen it. You've never, flown out there. Jasmine, I can't afford it. I literally cannot afford it. You're telling me either my mom works, right? Because I can't put money on her. Now I gotta go take money to go to this event. Makes no sense. Right? So anyway, Kane calls and he's like, hey, there's 3 guys that are going. They're renting a room. 3 guys renting a room. I guess stay with them. How much do I gotta pay? It's $100. It's $100 for 3 nights. Right? I'll never forget, I slept on the ground. And sitting all the way in the back. But I knew one day. Now you would never know. You look at me at that point, you'd never know. Big chest, I work out, work at the gym, dress good, feel good. You'd never know that I'm broke. Like, Kane was shocked of the things I've done, the level of intensity I put up. Because sometimes I was willing to die. I'll never forget this day. Kane puts up in the group, hey, we have an event in New York, who wants to come? So my leader messages me, hey bro, I studied in New York, I'm gonna pack up that event. I'm like, okay, let's go. Never been to New York. I know New York's a little expensive, a little pricey, right? I'm on a tight budget, but I'm like, we're gonna sacrifice to go to this event, because potentially this guy's gonna bet a lot of book, we're gonna build a big business. right? So anyway, he says we're gonna build, we're gonna bring. Guess what? We show up there, there's one of his friends that he doesn't even want to sign up, he just wants to say hi. So, New York, I couldn't, we stayed at a hostel. And who did I show the video to yesterday? There's a couple of guys that I showed the video at the hostel. We were there. So I'm sorry, Mike, I'm going a little over. I'm gonna talk about this in a second. But I'll never forget this day. I have a video, and I'm like, bro, look at this. You know what? I'll get shooting. This is a funny one. Now, by the way, you would never know at that point what was happening with me. And my English was a little bit bad, so don't take my word for it. But here we are. Okay, video. That's fine. Really? I should do it in NFT. You're smart. I want to find it. It is. But I have too much favorites, that's the problem. Yeah, I'm trying on Snapchat. Oh my god. English. 10th language for me. Yeah, I don't even remember. There we go. Ahmed, I don't know how to send you this. Save it in what? طب شو رايك تمسك؟ Sorry. Well, I'll just get them to hear. It's fine. Listen.
I'm gonna promise you, bro. Promise you 1 year, bro. 1 year, bro. Look at this cell. Look at this fucking jail bedroom, bro. Look.
So there's literally, there's like,
Promise you 1 year, bro. 1 year, bro. Look at this cell. Look at this.
so I'm like, look at this, and I'm like, I'm staying in a hostel, bro. I was raised in a wealthy family. I can't live like this. This is not who I am. And guess what? That pushed me on a whole different level. Now look. Let me undo this. So I was in Dubai for a month, right? And I went to Dubai because we had, the Platinum Ambassador retreat there. And, we finished the Platinum Ambassador. So I'm getting some papers done in Dubai. When we were in Miami, literally right after GoPro, I see a message on my phone, and it says negative $4,000, and it's Qatar Airways. And I'm trying to figure out what this Qatar, who bought a $4,000 ticket on my credit card, right? So Afnan was beside me, so I'm like, clearly it's not Afnan, it's somebody else. So I messaged my mom, I was like, is this you? She's like, yes, I booked a flight tomorrow morning, I'm leaving to Saudi. Like, is everything okay? She's like, yeah, your grandfather is not doing well. Like, you know what, it's your dad, you gotta do what you gotta do. Books a flight, she goes there. A weekend, she calls me, she's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, good, Mom, how are you? She's like, well, not doing too good. Is there anything I can help? She's like, yes. We need 40,000 riyals, which is $10,000. I'm like, Mom, you don't have to ask. You have the credit card. You can just take it from there. Another week, she calls me. She's like, hey, what's up, Mom? She's like, I hate to ask, but I think he needs a little bit more. I'm like, Mom, whatever you need. The credit card's there. I'm like, how much? It's another 10 grand. No problem, Mom. Just use the card. Calls me a week after. She's like, I think he's dying. I'm like, okay, you called me. I don't know why you want to ruin my day, but what do you want me to do? It's like, my sisters want to see him. My mom has 7 sisters. I'm like, okay, I don't know what you want me to do. She's like, well, if you don't mind, I want to book all of them flights to come see him from different countries, right? I'm like, Mom, do it. No, I don't know how much that was. It was pricey. So, if you know anything about my mom, she has the biggest smile ever. Like, she's always smiling. She's always like lovey-dovey, like typical tourists, right? Like the mom energy, like, okay, let's go. You're okay. You're good. You're going to be this. She always had a smile. So, I called her one time, and she was beside my grandfather, and she just looked miserable.
right? And she just turned the camera, and you can tell he's on his last days. So look, Mom, I think you should go home. I really think you should pack your stuff and go home. Because you being there is not going to make any difference, especially while he passes. You might as well let him know that you're okay and you're going to go home. So she decides, right? Well, I decide that she wasn't happy, and I don't want her to go straight to Canada because you're going from depression to another depression. It's not a cool thing. So I'm like, I'm still in Dubai. Let's do a tour for 24 hours. It's the most expensive tours I've ever done in my entire life, right? We had a private tour at Burj Khalifa and a private tour at Burj Al Arab, 2 days back to back, right? And, we were sitting down at the end of the night, and she had this look on her face. It's a look that I don't know how to express to you guys. It's a I'm proud of you look. It's like I'm grateful that I have somebody like you in my life look. And she had a small smile. And she said, all your uncles know that you've been supporting the entire family. And at the same time, though, my uncle calls me. He's like, hey, bro, I know you know that I know. And if you know anything about my uncle, he's my hero. This guy was, top champion in Muay Thai. He is just a man that I dreamed to be. So he calls me and he's like, I've heard you say I'm your hero. Just to let you know, you're the hero of the family now. And, my mom is everything to me. Even Afnan knows. She's like, anything happens to my mom, I'm a little too aggressive, right? Small thing, a little too aggressive. And I see her smile, and she started tearing up, and I couldn't hold myself, and I was crying. And I'm like, Mom, just so you know, as long as I'm alive, we'll be okay. Because I will work day and night to make sure that nothing ever happens to us. And there's nothing I can tell you about the feeling that I've had, but you know what I can give you is the same opportunity that I've had. Every single one of you guys in this room has the exact same opportunity that I have, actually even better. Every single one of you guys have this platform. You can work on this platform and you can go 10 times what you're doing right now. You have the exact same platform that not only transformed my life, transformed my sister's life, and hundreds of people that you guys see around you. Let's go! I'm gonna end with this.